Hello everyone. Since Yellowstone 1923 was announced as a sequel to Yellowstone 1883, we have been getting little information every now and then. We first learned about why the series was going to take place in 1923, which was to show the impact of significant historical events like World War I and Prohibition on a new generation of the Dutton family. We later learned about the main cast members of the series, two legendary actors, Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. The two will play Jacob and Kara Dutton, the proprietors of the Yellowstone Ranch after James and Margaret Dutton, whom we saw in 1883. Finally, we have official photos from the set with valuable input from the actors, who talk about the series and their characters in particular. Let's see what they say about 1923. Before going into the details of the cast and the characters, let's remind you what happened in 1883 and how the story will move on into 1923. In 1883, a 10-episode-long limited series, we saw the origin story of the Yellowstone Ranch. James and Margaret Dutton and their two children from Tennessee to Montana. The family wanted to go even further, but they lost their daughter Elsa in Montana. Before their daughter died, James and Margaret promised to build a home where they would bury their daughter. And that's how the Yellowstone Ranch is established. After Elsa dies, the family lives in Montana and has another child called Spencer. Now in 1923, 40 years after the death of Elsa and the establishment of the ranch, James and Margaret are not here anymore. Instead, we have Jacob Dutton, James' brother, and Kara Dutton, Jacob's wife. It's Jacob and Kara that now look after their nephews. When he talked about his character and Mirren's character, Kara, Harrison Ford said, "He's the silverback. He's responsible for that branch of the family." These are two people with a very strong bond to each other who are facing really complicated circumstances. It looks like Jacob and Kara, married for more than 30 years and with no children of their own, will be the bond that brings the Dutton family together. Mirren, too, talked about the role of Jacob and Kara in holding the Dutton family together and said, "You meet someone who is capable of making decisions and hopefully making the right decisions, but at least making a decision and going with it. In other words, a leader." That's what has propelled them into this position of running the ranch, running the family, being the linchpin around whom at this moment in time the family revolves. Not only Jacob and Kara are responsible for being the leaders of the Dutton family and the ranch, but they also have a lovely marriage in which they have been supporting and respecting each other no matter what. Helen mentions how all they have is each other because they don't have any children of their own. And they have a solid and sturdy relationship full of love and support for each other. Ford says their lives are totally wrapped up in each other. There's very little that sustains them other than themselves and the hard work and investment they put into their future and their family. It's a tough life, and it's full of not just physical challenges but moral ones as well. Well, what about what happens in the story? The actors talk about how the times the family is going through are tough because they have challenges from all directions. There's this upcoming modernity that wants to change the world. They also feel the pressures of the upcoming Great Depression, which gives them a hard time economically and socially. It's a brutal and unfair time, to say the least. We also know more about some of the characters we'll be seeing in the series thanks to David Glasser, the show's executive producer. For example, we will see James Badge Dale playing John Dutton Sr., the son of James and Margaret Dutton, whom we followed in 1883. John Sr. is in his middle ages now as the right hand to Jacob Dutton. John is married to Emma, portrayed by Marley Shelton, and they have a son called Jack. Darren Mann will portray Jack as a ranch hand waiting to inherit the Dutton kingdom. He is the great-grandfather of John Dutton in Yellowstone, played by Kevin Costner. Other members of the Yellowstone Ranch are Elizabeth Strafford, who is about to marry Jack, and there is Zane, one of the most loyal foremen of the Duttons. While Michelle Randolph plays Elizabeth, Zane is played by Brian Girardi. But would there be a Yellowstone show without an enemy? Of course not. This time, Duttons have a group of enemies known as the Sheepmen. They are rival ranchers who use the same pasture lands as the Duttons, and their leader is a Scottish shepherd, portrayed by none other than Game of Thrones' Jerome Flynn. Are you excited about this new series, which will debut on Paramount Plus on December 18? We definitely are. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and share this video. You can also subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you soon.